Good afternoon. I am your host, Isaac Walsh, and I'm here on 92.1 FM, and I got a guest here today, my buddy Paul. Paul is back in the back, and he is doing all of his official stuff, but I have a guest today. His name is Bob. Bob, say hi.
Hi.
Hi, Bob. And Bob is from Partners for Recovery, so real quick, just give people kind of an oversight of what that is and where they can find that, and then we'll get into the show.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Bob McCamey. I'm the president of Partners for Recovery, and we're a nonprofit who helps the recovering community out in Genesee County. We help write grants for sobriety court participants. We donate money to places like the Allen Oak Club, the Arid Club. We help people with bus passes. We help court participants with drug test vouchers, and we try to put on a couple sober events each year. So it's a lot of fun. We have a great team. Isaac's part of that team.
All
and
right.
I feel pretty blessed and highly favored to be sitting next to the guy on my right today.
Well, bud, I appreciate you coming in because we got a big event coming up on Sunday. GM's putting on called Soberfest, right? And you've been a part of that for ever, right? 16, 17 years,
no,
18 years?
Probably 25 plus years.
25.
And
I didn't know you were that old.
And it's actually not the GM that puts it on. It's the MOST group. MOST group, and MOST stands for Maintaining and Organizing Support Together. It's a group in the truck plant ran by the EAPs at the truck plant, the Work Family Office. And
So it's a group that works with GM.
yeah, it's the union side. It's the union side of
Okay.
of
So it's
UAW
the union.
Local 598.
So it's the UAW's sober event, and it's like a softball tournament or whatever, right?
It has a combination of events. It's got something for everybody. There's a 16-team softball tournament.
Yeah.
There's a trout pond. We used to have, I don't chair it anymore, but Jane Atwell chairs it. George Washington and a girl named Cheryl all are running it now.
Yeah.
And it's the only place that you can get a box lunch, which consists of a hot dog, a bag of chips, a pop,
An ice cream sandwich, baby.
all for $1.
Hey,
So
$1 here?
$1, and it's because of the donations and the sponsorship of the local organizations that help participate in the event that make that possible.
Well, that's the reason why I had you on, and we're going to get back to that in a little bit. If anybody wants to research that while we're talking, where would they go?
They could go to the Soberfest Facebook page on Facebook,
Yeah.
of course. They could call 810-236-6834 and ask for any of the EAPs at the truck plant who could tell them about it.
Okay.
If they want to get involved, they just come out Sunday the 16th and participate in
But come early, because, boy, there's like
There'll
over
be-
5,000 people there, right?
Thousands of people there.
Yeah, it's
That's
going to be a hangout place.
Partners for Recovery will have a table there. Isaac for UCAN will
Oh,
have
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Table
yeah.
there. There'll be organizations from all over the county. There'll be games for kids. There'll
Yep.
be a horseshoe tournament, a
Horseshoe tournament, cornhole tournament.
a trout pond for the kids. There'll be kids giveaway. There'll be a magic show.
And then like a basketball court. There's little pavilions
Yeah,
area.
there's a little, but I'm not sure that they're going to have a basketball event there, but there is a place for the kids to play.
To play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So if parents want to get some relaxed time,
Sure.
hang
It's a
out with
great
kids,
time.
do something on a Sunday,
Yep,
it's a blast.
yep.
All right, well, welcome to the show, and we love to do Florida man stories because it makes me feel better about Flint, right? But I have been beating that drum for a while, so I needed to switch to something else. So one of the things I was researching is sometimes newspapers get it wrong, and so I wanted to Google the top 25 dumbest news articles. So I want you to rate these and how funny you think it is, or if it's just dumb. Okay.
Do I rate it 1 to 10, or how do I?
Yeah,
do it?
yeah. 1 to 10.
Start your Switchercast?
Yeah, I did. And we got our Switchercast, and if you want to go online and check it out, I Googled 25 funniest newspaper headlines of all time. All time might be a little extravagant, but we're going to start off. All right, so here you go. So you're a 1 to 10 guy.
Okay.
Here we go. 1 being terrible and 10 being, everybody knows how it works.
Okay.
All right. So first things first, these are headlines of people that made these. The forecaster for the weather says that there will be weather on Monday. What do you think?
I'll give that a 3. But
About a 3?
It's about a 3.
All
About a
right.
3. That's pretty predictable.
Well, it's kind of like partly sunny or partly cloudy. Like, what's the point, right? I don't know. I don't know how you get that job, but like it's like you can be vague, and then when it's nice out, everybody thanks you, but you did nothing. You know, it's like trying to do as little as possible and get paid the most for it. It's weird.
You know, the people I feel bad for, though, are the people in the Southwest who have been living with these 100-plus degree temperatures all the time. And
Well, it's July.
it never ends.
Well, it's if I have to pick between 100 and 0, I would pick 100. Are you a colder guy or are you a warmer guy?
I'm a guy who likes 72 degrees all year long.
You like San Diego.
With fall colors.
Yeah.
I love San Diego.
Yeah, no, if I have to pick, I'd pick warmer. Like I wouldn't pick like Arizona hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this 90 degrees in here is
I'm
not
a
so bad.
moderate person all day long.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm more fire, I think, than ice. All right, so a 3 on the forecasters. All right. Number 2, it's a picture of a pitcher. It's throwing out of his right hand and his left hand, and what's the name of that? Someone that can pitch from both hands.
Ambidextrous?
Ambidextrous. And the person that wrote this wrote the amphibious pitcher. So Aquaman.
Land or water, eh?
Yeah. So apparently, and it's an easy mix. It says underneath here the caption.
By Joe Froggy?
Done. He's a frogman, right? The new Aquaman's bigger ambitions than just being a guy in Super Friends who can call dolphins. And for more laughs, you check out the pictures. But it's a picture of him throwing with his right hand and left hand, and then they're using amphibious. So when he shoots it, so on a 1 to 10 scale, where are we sitting on that one? That one was kind of
Let's go a 5.
Let's say if you're looking at the new and you're into baseball, and you're like,
Yeah.
what? A little funny. All right, we'll go. All right, number 3. It says cows lose their jobs as milk prices drop. It says it's always heartbreaking when a cow can't bring in a steady income. But we're guessing there's not quite what the editors behind the unintentional funny newspaper had in mind. What do you think?
I think that's the less people drink milk, the higher unemployment among cows. I think we need to go back to
There it
vitamin
is.
D.
Okay, so we're supporting the people that need to get the cows to work. They're sitting there and milking the udders that just make.
Gotta love farmers.
That's it. They're literally designed to make milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're firing them. No more milk as milk drops.
No, what about beef cattle?
Well, those would be not milk cattle. Oh. And I do believe beef is what's for dinner, if I remember correctly. That's correct. All right. Number 4. So we got like a 6 or 7 on that one. That one was actually perfect. Miracle cure. Number 4. Miracle cure kills 5th patient. This thing's gonna save your life. Well, who'd it kill? The 5th one.
I don't want to be number 6.
Oh my gosh, what does it say under
boy.
this one? You may want to look up the definition of the word cure. We're pretty sure you're confusing it with deranged hospital serial killer.
You know what? I'm gonna go with 7 on that because that's a little bit above average and it's a safety concern now.
Yeah, because, if we're coming around, I'm here to help you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I got this, mental picture of this bald guy with bulging eyes with a white jacket and a humped shoulders coming in with a giant needle, I don't know. If he said his name was Mandela, I'd be nervous, All right, number 6 says, man accused of killing lawyer receives a new attorney. Oh, boy. It gives you a whole cut in here what happened. His new lawyer said, I just realized I failed my bar exam. I can't. Could you imagine? Now, here's one of those jobs. So when people come out, do you know, if they get done with their bar, that they have to go be the attorney for people that can't afford them? Is that how that works?
I don't know. That's a good question. Man who kills attorney gets a new attorney.
Yeah, because I'd be like, listen, wrong profession.
Does he have to pay for that attorney?
Right? Can I say no?
I'm going to say that a lot of people get pissed off at attorneys.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But I guess that would make me wonder, what kind of attorney was he? Was he a criminal defense attorney who was defending somebody
I would
for
imagine he would have to
or
be giving it was a killing of a lawyer.
the guy that got the shaft because of a bad divorce.
Can you imagine sitting in court and he sits over and just whoosh, just slaps the taste out of the lawyer's? I knew I shouldn't have. I wouldn't take that case, man. That's like asking if you want to hang out with a shark when it hasn't been fed for a week. Just saying. Not really my cup of tea. So, all right, number 6, state population to double by 2040. Babies are to blame. Oh my gosh, where was this?
Boy.
Where is Sacramento, California? We are going to have twice as many people as we do now. Please stop having sex. I'm not sure people are going to stop doing that. That's pretty funny. I don't know. I give that one like a 6. I feel like that's a 6. What do you think?
I think there's a lot of broken condoms there.
Yeah, well, and this is what, 2023? So in 17 years, there's going to be twice the amount of people?
Oh my gosh.
Man, but Sacramento's huge, right? I mean, huge. You
Yeah,
been there?
I haven't been to Sacramento. I've been to California a bunch of times, but I've never been to Sacramento.
I don't know why that's a thing. Number 7, Mississippi's literacy program shows improvement. And then they spelled Mississippi, Missippi, apostrophe S, Mississippi. That's like an 8 right there. I don't know if that guy did that on purpose, but that was funny. That was a good one. What do you think about that one, Bob?
Is Mississippi a red state or a blue state?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's green. I don't know. I don't know. That's south, so red, I guess.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah.
But apparently their literacy program is improving, so that's really important. Number 8. This is FYI, just for those that don't know. It says in the newspaper here that breathing oxygen is linked to staying alive. I didn't know if you knew that or not, but
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Just like milk is white and sky is blue and the clouds are white, right?
Are there other things in there that are staying alive attributes?
Eating
components?
I don't know, but the fact that they put that on there and the editor was like, "Yeah, that's a good run. We're gonna run with that."
Oh boy!
Was
that headlines?
Yeah, these are headlines. That's like going, if you eat cake, you'll be chubby. Like, you know what I mean? That's a gimme right there. All right. Number 9. Police arrest everyone on February 22nd. Wow. This is up from the police log. And so that's where Grandma went for more jokes of the childless variety. Blah, 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 blah. They actually put this out. Police arrest everyone. And apparently it looks like to be some kind of drug arrest or something, but they don't mean everyone.
Was this at an event?
This is really stupid, actually, and it's in some small town somewhere. I can't read it because it's too small, but
what do we know about February 22nd now?
I don't know. Tell me.
We know not to go to that small town.
Yeah, right. Whatever one that was, Saskatchewan or wherever it was. All right, number 10. Title says Thursdays are now canceled. No more Thursdays.
Oh boy, no more Throwback Thursday. Eh?
Yeah, apparently this was back in 2008 for something involving looks like Donald Trump. So they decided to cancel Thursday because he showed up. I didn't even know that was an option. These are kind of stupid, I got to be honest. But we're gonna keep going. Bridge closure date Thursday or October.
Say that again.
They're doing a bridge closing, and this was in Newberry, and it says state detour plans draw criticisms, and it will either be on Thursday or October.
Oh boy!
What do you think? Come on, 1 to 10. What do you give that one?
Put that in the schedule. How do you put that one on your calendar?
Thursday or October? I don't know. I'm gonna go with Tuesday. So It's just stupid. And these are kind of stupid. We're going a couple more, and I'm going to have to pass on this because it's more dumb than it is funny. All right, number 12. Most earthquake damage is caused by shaking.
Obviously.
Yeah, winner. These are dumb. Federal agent raids gun shop, and he finds weapons.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
I hope it wasn't next to the school.
Right? Safety meeting ends in accident. An EMT class has a safety meeting, and they end in an accident.
Oh boy.
That makes sense. These are all stupid. These are like dumb. These are like dad jokes right here. We're gonna still muscle through. Muddy Creek problem. Underneath that it says it's too muddy. Dumb. Murderer says detective ruined his reputation. That detective ruined my reputation by saying that I allegedly killed someone, and so therefore I can sue.
Where was that at?
I don't know because it's too little, but you can check it out. It's under Best Life. And
where do I go find all these articles?
It says
These
25 funny newspaper headlines, and it should be 25 like most ironically stupid yet funny.
So I could Google this.
We are on Google we are Googling as we speak.
Oh boy.
It looks like we're sitting still, but we're moving at the same time. Yeah. All right. This one looks interesting. Utah Poison Control Center reminds everyone not to take poison. Because if you take poison, you'll be poisoned. Oh my gosh, they got paid for this. That's outstanding. 18 bugs flying around with wings are flying bugs. No kidding.
What do you call a sitting bug then?
These bugs that are flying around with wings are flying bugs. So non-flying bugs would be non-flying bugs. And they probably got a $10,000 grant to figure that one out. That's outstanding. This one's gross. Students cook and serve grandparents for Grandparent Day.
When is Grandparents' Day?
September 9th. Or October.
October?
Or October. Whichever one that you think it is. I don't know. That's just a play on words. Very funny. Elton attorney accidentally sues himself. Now that's a trick. I want to get into that one.
He's going to need an attorney.
Well, hopefully he wasn't arrested for killing his previous attorney, because then he would be, therefore, dead. Just so we know, because it's stupid. All right, these are so dumb. We're almost done. Hospital resorts to hiring doctors to help improve the hospital.
Boy.
Woo! Oh, my gosh. You know what's funny is these are actual headlines. Farmer uses cannon to protect his watermelons.
Is that a water cannon, or is that something to scare the birds off?
He uses watermelons as cannonballs. But that defeats the purpose of keeping the watermelon safe because he's blowing them up. So I don't try to understand stupid. I just try to identify it. That's all I'm trying to do.
You've done a great job.
Well, here it is, right? Voters to vote on whether to vote. Right? That's a point of order about the recalling of the previous statement of the point of order, and we need a review. That's I've heard that somewhere. I just can't pull it. Somewhere. I have to ask Paul about that. Number 24. If you go to the museum, title says the museum is full of history. Yeah. History. It's stupid. Yes, and finally we made it to the last one. Thank God. This is terrible. A goat is accused of robbery in Nigeria.
What did the goat rob?
Police in Nigeria are holding a goat on suspicion of attempted robbery. Vigilantes seized the black and white goat, saying it was an armed robber who had used black magic to transform himself into an animal to escape after trying to steal a Mazda 323. A spokesman of the police in the eastern state of Kwara said, the goat is in our custody. So this guy transformed, he stole the goat, he stole a car, transformed into a goat, and they're holding the goat until he transformed back into a human, even though the people that gave him the goat were probably the people that stole the car and accused the goat of black magic. Now, if they had brought the goat in ahead of time so they could use it and say he transformed and done it. That's semi-intelligent.
That's where black magic gets you.
That is where black magic will get you, and that is the 25 dumbest things that I could come up with in the last week that has happened. I don't know about those. That list was exceptionally stupid. Thank you for bearing with me on that. But I like to enjoy the stupid because, life sometimes can be a little bit
Well,
difficult.
I think that was very worthwhile.
It was something. So, next thing to do now, we were talking the other day about tech. Remember, I was telling you about those robot arms that they had that backpack on. This is where I got this from today. And have you tried that Chat GPT for anything yet?
I have tried it a couple times.
What do you think, man?
I think it's unbelievable. I think you can find out something about everything with a couple
And it can help you with
strokes.
anything, right?
Yeah.
It's like that's gonna replace people working. I think
It's going to replace a lot of people that you go to that have knowledge of things that you don't.
Yeah,
have
it's just gonna be
knowledge.
like the Jetsons, where you're just
So I think you're gonna find out what's proprietary and what's not real quick. Like facts are facts are facts.
yeah.
So if you ask something that's factual, it'll give you nothing but fact. It's hard to have that be.
You can't argue with the facts,
Right.
right?
Right.
Like I would not want to be married to Google because I would lose every fight, right? Actually, the answer was Thursday, October. So
I was in Traverse City a couple years ago and I saw a T-shirt that said, "I don't need Google. My wife knows everything."
Oh yeah,
So-
I would not wear that shirt.
No, I would not wear it either.
No.
But I think the whole Chat GPT is pretty interesting. I think it will eliminate a lot of professional people who
I think it'll make them not necessary,
not
right?
relevant.
Yeah. So what do you think? Have you been keeping up with Twitter and Facebook and that Threads versus Twitter thing, or no? Like, what do you think about that? You think he's got a case or no? I don't know. I have no idea.
I think I don't get on Twitter a lot. I read it
You're
more
not a
than-
tweeter?
I'm not. No, not really. I read tweets, but I very seldom tweet.
Yeah.
Very seldom ever. I don't think it's right for.
Facebook?
I don't think it's right to say that President Biden's team can't ask questions about what's on social media because there's so much propaganda on social media. I think people can get misinformed. They
Sure.
can get gaslighted. They can get inappropriate information that steers people a certain way. And I think sometimes people have to sift through what they read and see and hear and try to figure out what the best thing
Well, and the thing is people are looking for things to validate what they already pre-believe, right? So they're looking for facts for things they already like.
Kind of like knowing the guy that took used all the voting machines and then know that guy was honest and then accuse him of voter fraud.
Yeah. Yeah, that's art of war. Blame them for the thing that you do, and then
Just turn it around.
Yeah, I don't know. I think whatever. I think hopefully the courts will sort out. Two very rich guys arguing about whatever. I don't know. It's whatever. I don't see that going anywhere. I mean, the people that went there went from Twitter over there, and I'm sure they have some kind of non-compete clause or something or other. I would imagine. I was just curious to see what you thought about it. Let me know what you think online. You bring in about that. I don't actually tweet. People get in so much trouble with that.
How many hours a day do you tweet?
Less than one.
But so you do tweet.
I mean, I don't have an account in my name, if that's what you mean. And I don't believe I'm going to give out the name of the tweeting of the Twittering that I have. I'm
Well-
just saying, wow.
If you had to tweet on one particular network, which would it be?
I think it would be Twitter because it just runs better. The other one's not even an app. It's like a page, and it doesn't work right yet. I don't know. Whatever. I guess everything's got to have. Competition. I suppose, right? At the end of the day.
I suppose. Yeah.
All right, and then you got grandkids, right?
Yeah. Very
Well-
proud of my grandkids.
Well, they are coming out with AI, and this is where we tie it all together. AI Chat GPT powered smart toys for the holidays.
So what are they?
Look at your face.
Yeah, what are they?
All right, so this is in the very near future. You'll have a teddy bear reading a bedtime story to your child that can interact, and the chat GBT will respond to the child, right? So you remember the Berenstain Bears from back in the day, and that thing would talk, except it'll actually be able to engage with the animal. That's extraordinary. That's really, really neat.
Wow.
Now, are you a person that's like scared of like technology and what it's going to do, or?
I love technology.
I think technology is extraordinary.
I think I don't know what I'd do without my smartphone. I mean, it's
Oh,
my
the amount of things you can
my
go all over the world, right?
clock. It's my stopwatch. It's what I read the news. It's what I email people on. It's how I find out about the weather. I can find out anything by talking, typing, searching.
You know what's crazy is life before the phone, the cell phone, like the smartphone, was so slow, and now everything is so fast.
And think how productive people can be because they have this handheld computer in their hand all the time.
Yeah, but on the flip side,
it
it makes people exceptionally lazy too, right?
Well, I think
I mean, it's a two-way street, right?
I'm not a gamer, so all the things that I use a smartphone for are things that I want to gain knowledge or information or get to a certain place with. The maps thing has saved my butt more than once.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, who doesn't use maps? But now we have to be careful that if we're in the car and we're driving, you know, you want to put your phone in a little container it's hands off.
Yeah, I don't know. And then you got to deal with the trackers and people getting your information and selling it and all that stuff, right? It's really quite interesting. All of those things are very, very, very interesting to me.
But think about it. I mean, probably.
Like I'm getting my grandkids some of those chat BT.
So when you were growing up, you probably had to keep money at the end of the day to use for the payphone to call to get a ride someplace.
Yeah, we still had record players.
Yeah, record play. I mean, I've still got a lot of old records.
You know, my granddaughter, I gave her a cassette. She thought it were glasses. A tape cassette. She was looking through like, I don't understand how you put them on your face. And I'm like, wow, I've turned into that guy.
So is vinyl coming back?
You know something? There's a big market for it because, you know, everything now is so filtered and perfect and all this other stuff like the pops and clicks and all that stuff. People want that, you know.
I can't even imagine. I don't know, but I imagine the Beatles' White Album is worth a lot of money.
The original?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I got a friend of mine that collects this stuff, and he's actually a music connoisseur. He's actually been on NPR where they did a 3-hour podcast and just picked his brain because they said Midwest people don't know music, and I mean, he got everything. Like, we're sitting in there, the guy's like a certifiable genius. Right?
My favorite music, though, is 70s rock, smooth jazz, and Motown.
Okay.
With some country mixed in because I'm a big Kenny Chesney guy, George Strait. I like.
You know, looking at you, I would think you're a country guy, not a rock guy though. Jazz hits you.
Oh no, the Eagles are my all-time favorite group.
The Eagles.
The Eagles.
Why the Eagles?
Just the music.
The memories that came with the time, or the music.
Yeah. You know, I think a lot of people today like country because it tells a story, like the old folk rock did. Yeah. Or even Zeppelin, a lot of times told a story. You know?
Well, that's what music's supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
But now it's all sex, rock and roll, drugs, violence. I don't know, those things don't appeal to me. You know, maybe it's because I'm older.
So what kind of music do you like?
You know something? I have a very eclectic taste. I really like jazz music. I really like old folk music. I do like some rock stuff, but I gotta really be in the mood for it. I like stuff that helps you relax. You know, and music, like it's just like this. One of my buddies, Dave, who I love to death, but he's like, "Oh, you gotta listen to this," and the guy goes, and I'm like, and he starts laughing. He's like, "Oh, this calms me down," and I'm like, "I think you got this whole thing backwards."
So then if you're a jazz person, then you obviously probably like Joe Sample on the piano, and you like David Sanborn on the sax.
Well, you have to. Like, you have to, I think. I would rather listen to music and not have any singer and just listen to the music. You know what I mean? And just relax. That's just me. And I know my wife tells me how old I am. I respect that answer. But it's like I just you want to tune stuff out sometimes because everything's going so fast and going so quick. Like we have, like you said you've been doing drug rehabilitation and
Sure.
alcohol now for 25 years, right?
Well, I got sober in '91,
Mm-hmm.
so I've been pretty active in the recovery community for quite a few years.
And you did, you've had to see some extraordinary success stories over that time, right?
Yeah, I really have. I mean, because you get the opportunity to see people go from here to here.
Yeah.
You get to see them go, below the 1 mark up to the 10 plus.
Rock bottom.
And I think bottom's where you quit digging the hole. So when somebody decides they're going to quit digging the hole down here, and you see them grow, like whether it be spiritually,
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's where it all starts spiritually for a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and you can attest to that being
Purpose.
So and having that sense of purpose. I think in recovery is abstinence plus change.
Absence plus change.
Abstinence plus change. So
All right, hold on. I want to know what that means, but I gotta do a shout out for the radio
Okay.
right now. So
Okay.
you hold on to that absence
All right.
plus change, so I don't
Okay.
forget.
All right.
This is 92.1 WFOV, and we are here in downtown Flint talking about Flint things. And if you know anyone that wants to get on the radio and they have clean music and or content that you'd like to put on, you can come check us out at WFOV.online. And we have to do our shout outs every 30 minutes before we go. And if you need to check out anything you want to get put on cable, please check out Spectacle TV. Again, clean stuff, your church groups, your church radio, your church, anything that you're doing or anything clean that you want to try and put it out there. We are happy to help you help others find you. All right. Back to the show. So you were talking about something or another with sobriety, absence plus something. What was it?
Change.
Absence plus change. So explain the absence part.
Abstinence.
Abstinence. I thought you said absence. I was like, absence of what? Abstinence.
Abstinence.
Oh,
Not
refraining from.
refraining from.
Okay.
Refraining from. So now that I'm refraining from whatever took me down a road that I didn't want to be on,
Yeah.
or I didn't need to be on.
Like, what do you invest in then, right?
Yeah, what do I do to change? So I guess I was lucky that I had a guy that was a therapist, mentor, that broke down my life in different areas. There was the...
Like, what was it for you? Like, what stopped you digging? Like, why did you decide to do that?
I think it was a lot of reasons. I didn't like the way I was progressing. I was getting in trouble with the law. I was getting in trouble at home. I was getting in trouble at work. I didn't have money. I was curious about how other people lived that weren't in trouble all the time. So I checked myself into treatment, and I had a therapist and a mentor that broke my life down into different areas like health, spiritual, financial, legal, family, personal. And I could see what the problem was, but then I needed to be able to fix each one of those areas of my life. But without identifying the problem and how it affected each of those areas, I wasn't able to make a goal to change in each of those areas.
So that's like the art of war, but for dealing with recovery, right?
Sure, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Because I always look at everything as a fight. It's a constant
Sure,
battle of winning or losing fights all the time.
Spiritual warfare.
It's weird. It's almost like Kismet.
Yeah,
Who knew?
and that's probably one of the best things that I think that people should admire you for is your Spiritual Warfare Unit podcast.
Well,
and I think that I've had the opportunity to be on that as well, and you've interviewed people from all over the community.
Yeah.
Who have that core essence of changing spirituality.
Well, I find that spirituality provides purpose, and purpose provides action, right? And I don't know about everybody else, but I follow action. Somebody can tell me what to do all day long. Until you show me that thing, it's probably not true, right? That's why you're saying it. Because the people that do it, and then you say, yeah, that's what I did, and they follow that action, right? Right? So make sure I gave out that information correctly at the break. We're at 92.1 LPFM Flint WFOV, and if you need to get a hold of us, I did not give out the numbers. 810-259-9789. That's 810-259-9789. And the number for Spectacle TV and YouTube is 810-239-2901. So we can get your videos on there so we can showcase your talent.
If I call one of those numbers, who will I get a hold of?
You will get a hold of Paul, or you will get a hold of a message machine that takes your message, and they will get back with you as
And
quick
I've
as
heard
possible.
that Paul is one of the leaders in the community as far as video experience.
He is the things he gets done with the equipment is unbelievable. Like the stuff he pulls off in here, I didn't even know you could do till I got here.
Wow.
But
wow.
I will say that he argues with his equipment from time to time.
So
it's a little cranky.
Would it be fair to say that
it's got a personality problem?
Would it be fair to say that Paul is an expert in video, a knowledgeable person about the county, and very approachable and easy to work with, and has affordable rates?
I would agree with all of that, and his knowledge on Flint politics is second to none.
So
he's right there.
Tell me again, what is Paul's number?
Paul's number?
You
You were doing great at this. Oh my gosh. So if you wanted to do Spectacle TV, which is his number, is 810-239-2901, 810-239-2901, and that is to get videos onto television. And if the radio is 810-259-9789.
Say that last one again. I need to kind of memorize that one too.
810-259-9789.
9789.
That's right. And that's
Okay,
WFOV 92.1
Wow.
LPFM.
Is there a website?
There is WFOV 92.1 .online.
How does
Dot
it get better
online.
than that?
If you didn't roll that watermelon out for me to punch, buddy, that was some beautiful work. It's like you've been doing this the whole time.
Well, I recognize people who are leaders in the community that are always trying to help people.
Yeah,
And you and Paul are two of those people. So I guess why not let other people know what you're doing in the community to help others?
Well, he does really great work, and I love working with him because you're just having fun, like we're doing here, and hanging out,
Sure.
and then but it's fun. That's it.
How can
That's
it get
really
better
it.
than
That's
that?
like
How can it get better than that?
yeah, it's just like with Soberfest. How many vendors do you think are going to be out there in regards to the non?
I don't know. I mean,
above
I'm not on
20.
I'm not on the front line of cheering the Soberfest anymore. So I'm
Yeah, but you're a great cheerleader.
I'm passionate about it because I see how it helps people and brings families together.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like any avenue I think that you can bring families together is perfect.
Mm.
And I think that's what kind of like this does. You know, people come together, they listen to your show, they see the value of listening to the show, they see some funny stuff, they see some information that they can use.
Mm-hmm.
They realize that Paul's all in it for the people.
He is.
And they need to tune in.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is helpful. So you started Partners for Recovery when?
About 5 years ago.
And what was the reason?
Well, originally Judge Haley had a sobriety court team. She was the judge for the sobriety court, and she formed a team that had a defense attorney, somebody from the prosecutor's office, some probation officers, treatment agency, and herself, and I was the community liaison.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we saw that when people went through sobriety court, they were trying to change their lives around and get back on track, and a lot of what they had to do was hard for them to do financially because they were
broke because of the alcohol or drugs.
Yeah,
All right.
they were at a 1 or less than a 1 on the scale of 10. So
Yeah.
we decided that if I broke off and started a nonprofit to help the people who needed it and needed things like drug test vouchers,
Yeah.
people make it a sanction at sobriety court,
Yeah.
and they have to go to a class called ARM, which is accepting responsibility is mandatory. They have to pay for that. There's a blow device on their vehicle.
The blow and go?
The blow and go. They
Yeah.
have to pay for that. So it's kind of like, I look at everybody as like a big sun. They have all this energy going out, but then something comes into their sunlight,
Yeah.
like I get a DUI and now I'm in trouble with the law.
Yeah.
My wife's mad at me because of my drinking.
Yeah.
And we're fighting all the time. My
Yeah.
kids see the repercussions from
Yeah.
all this. My boss sees that I'm a screw ass worker.
Yeah.
And I'm not performing up to my
Best potential.
my
Yeah.
maximum potential.
Yeah.
So I'm working more in the shade than I'm in the sunlight.
Yeah.
I have all these things coming in my sun, and I'm shaded.
Yeah.
So I think that recovery helps people put the sunlight back in their lives.
So
and
what's
get rid of the
Partners
shade.
for Recovery do for them?
Partners for Recovery provides money and finances for drug test vouchers, arm vouchers.
And these are all things they need when they're going through this
Yeah,
process.
absolutely. It helps them take out some of the personal financial responsibility so they can focus solely on staying clean, improving themselves, and making themselves better workers, better family members, and better individuals.
All right, and you got some kind of a resource booklet that you're doing, right?
We do. We're putting out a resource book again this year. It's a resource directory, and it's great. It has. Hopefully, we have you guys in the resource book this year.
We're gonna give her a shot.
Yeah,
see
we
what
have
happens. boys.
everything you can think of. We have hospitals. We have treatment centers.
Don't you have guys that like rebuild credit and stuff too?
We have credit card companies. We have credit unions. We have insurance companies where you can get better rates. We have attorneys who can get you out of any kind of problems that is doable. We have
That's
a list
doable.
of support group meetings in Genesee County. United Way is in our book. The early hospitals in our book. Stat Ambulance. We have several people who provide goods and services for the community who are in recovery and that have businesses where they've changed it. We have carpenters, we have plumbers, we have.
Is there like
you can go on partnersforrecovery.org.
But the four is a number.
The four is a number. Partnersforrecovery.org.
There we go.
And on that website, we have a website, and it has a PDF that you can download to see who's in the book, who the leaders in the community are. We're going to be doing that book again, and it's very reasonable for ads. It's $300 for a full page ad, and plus, all the people that get in the book get the opportunity to be on Isaac's virtual spiritual warfare unit podcast, on his radio show, gets to be promoted in our book, gets to be promoted on our website, and we do events around the year where you could have a table and let people know
What you're doing, how you're doing it, where you're doing it, what you're doing it with.
Exactly.
Yeah, Bob, you are a sweetheart and gem of a human being. I love helping you, man, because you just help people. I love your heart. You know,
love
you're
you
always
too, man.
fighting. You always fight me over money and trying to snake something for nothing. And I love all of that stuff. But why don't you get into? They had some religious news. See what the biggest news of the day are. It's apparently they're boycotting Target and reclaiming the rainbow. Let's see what else. Candace Cameron Buer responds to allegations she was homophobic. That doesn't really sound like news.
I got a question about one of those.
What?
So if I'm boycotting the rainbow,
Yeah.
and I'm at Target and I see something that is gay oriented, I don't have to buy that.
No.
I can walk right by it.
I don't know.
It's like if I go to the car wash or if I go to the car lot and I see a blue car and a green car, I can pick whatever color I want. So why should
Don't start with me with your logic and
why
science,
should
okay?
I be mad about somebody
people
that's different than me?
listen.
The world is full of different people.
This computer world allows people to be offended, and they think it's their right to find something to be upset with versus find something to be happy with. I just assume be happy, but other people want to look for a reason to be upset, and I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't get it at
All I know is that it's happening, and you just adapt and overcome, and you find good people in your life like you
Live
guys.
and let live.
And not my circus, not my monkeys, but I do know the clowns. So I just allow those clowns to move ahead.
That's pretty good.
So world news.
Wait. Not my circus, not my monkey, but I can identify a clown.
I
Is
know
that
the
how you said that?
clowns.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I know
Yeah.
the clown.
Well, think about it in your
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
You know those clowns? Matter of
Yeah.
fact, I do. I just stay away from the ringmaster. That's all.
That's words
Yeah.
of wisdom.
Yeah, you can steal that if you want.
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Let's see. In Pakistan, they're arresting people for putting out Christian Facebook tweets. That's weird. Everything else.
You know what I think about that? Pray to Jesus.
Yeah, right. And then, I don't know, some beheadings of Christians in, man, I don't even know how to say that, India. Manipur, Manipur. Manipur? Manipur? I don't know. Not anything positive that I really want to tie into. I think nothing major, though, on the world stage. I don't know. The border seems all right. Immigration. We just did you hear about with Davison? They're having some illegal alien shipped there, and they're gonna
To
have
Davison?
Davison. They
I
had a
had
meeting
not
on it last
heard that.
night.
I'd not heard that.
Yeah,
Are these people they just pick up and drop off
They're-
wherever? Or
I guess
did
they're
the
putting them
people
in on
know that they
buses.
were going there?
I don't know, man, but I don't know. I don't know what's the right answer, right? What's the right answer? I don't know. Do you help people that need help because that's what you do, and we're Americans, and that's what we do is we help people, or do you say you didn't come in legally, so you can't come to my house? I don't know the answer.
I think it's a little of both.
It can't be both. There's got to be one or
think
the other. How do you do both?
I'm a moderate, so I think they need to reform immigration and help people at the same time.
So you think they should have somewhere that if they come in illegally that you can keep them so they can do the process legally. So you're talking about creating a city on the border for people who don't do it correctly to stay and do the process.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think I tell you what, it would create a lot of jobs.
I mean, you could do manufacturing. You could do all kinds of stuff with the city. And I bet the labor rate would probably be pretty solid.
You know,
I don't
so
know.
okay, now they're doing it in our country, and now they're paying taxes. They're paying into Social Security. If we don't get new people paying into Social Security, what's the older generation going to do?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I do not know.
But I can understand it too, though. If I live on the border and I've got people coming through my yard all day, I'm not liking that either.
Yeah, I hear that part, but the thing is if we have jobs, McDonald's jobs, Taco Bell jobs, if we have enough jobs, because they're telling us there's jobs everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then why don't we just plug and play? Get them in there. You do this job, and in 12 months you get your visa or whatever, and then you have a job, and we'll help you with housing, and you build a city around the needs, not the other way.
There you go.
Especially if it's wide open. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't have everything. To not help someone who is in need seems strange to me. But you also should have to follow the rules to do something. So, what about the people that are doing it correctly? How's that fair for those people that follow the rules?
Sure. Sure.
Or maybe that system is too expensive and those people can't do it. I don't know how that works.
We definitely need some conversation about it.
I don't know. I know there's up in arms. I'm just listening, gathering information right now. I don't have enough information to be intelligent about it, so I'm just kind of waiting to hear before I make a decision, because I don't think I need to make an uninformed decision.
But that's the first I'd heard about people coming to Davison.
I think they just voted on it Tuesday, or Wednesday. It was very recent.
So what country would they be coming from?
Mexico. So, I don't know. That's what we're looking at. But now we come to my favorite part of the news, Flint Beat, which is one of our great papers in here, and one of our favorites, our being me and Paul's favorites, is Mr. Mays, and that is a spectacular picture right in the front. Resident files second attempt at recall language for Flint City Councilman Eric Mays. So a resident has filed to recall Flint City Councilman Eric Mays.
What grounds?
Let's take a look. It says, following the rejection of the recall language for Flint City Council member Eric Mays this week, petitioner, gives the name Dion Freeman, immediately submitted a second attempt. While I refiled immediately is because I do not have adequate representation, she said. A ward of first resident told Flint Beat, elaborating, she said that Mays had been removed from multiple councils before. Let's see. Let's click on this one. That's a nice picture of Eric, though. I got to be honest. It's a good pic. It says anytime he is antagonistic, and I don't know if you've seen any of the Flint Council ones, but you can get them on Spectacle TV. And I'm telling you right now, if you want to be entertained if you like banter, there is a buttload. And I actually looked up a buttload. Do you know that's an actual measurement?
Really?
Yeah, a buttload. You can Google on it. I looked it up. It's exactly 126 gallons of wine. How much wine did you drink? I had a buttload. All right. So
where can I find these this stuff out about Eric?
This is on Flint Beat,
Flint Beat.
Which is a great resource for Flint. This is where we get all our news. I love the stuff doing.
Who puts out Flint Beat?
Flint Beat. So, Flint Beat. And the website, I think, is flintbeat.com.
Flintbeat.com?
Flintbeat.com. And this is
going
by...
to Flintbeat.com more often.
Oh, we do it every
That's
week.
Great.
Twice.
And there's also a way to share the articles, I see.
Yeah. You hit share. And you can send it to whoever you want. But this is by Kate Stockram. And let's see. Following the rejection of the recall, she said, anytime he is antagonistic and saying to the leadership of the council, I don't care, put me out. To me, he's saying, I don't care about my job, I don't care about the people who elected me, and I don't care about the business of this council was put together to do. This is her personal opinion. Freeman originally filed a recall petition against Mays on June 21st, citing the fact that the councilman was charged with a misdemeanor for disorderly conduct. However, at July 11th Genesee County Election Commission hearing, to determine if the statement was clear and factual, the commissioners voted down the language, noting that did not include the date of the misdemeanor. So they voted it down because it didn't have the date of the misdemeanor, but it didn't say that the information was not accurate. So as far as that goes, I thought the lady said she thought she made it
Do we have any...
plain and simple, but apparently it's not. So.
Do we have any information of how many dates there's been issues with Eric at council meetings?
Well, if anyone
or
wanted
was it
to...
just that date, or was there like 50 dates?
Man, that's such a great question.
I don't know the answer.
And I'm telling you, if you go to Spectacle TV and check out those videos, like if you want to just see mayhem happening, and you watch a Flint City Council with there, it's unbelievable. Like, I had to figure out what point of order was, and then because it was said so much, it's a way of like correctly interrupting.
So I have a question, and honestly,
guess.
I don't know the answer to this question, but maybe there's somebody out there that does.
Yeah.
Are there more city council meetings where there isn't antagonism from Eric Mays, or more council meetings where there is antagonism? Which is more?
I couldn't say. I would say my experience was on one of his more affluent days, but I don't know. I would have to go look the video. But I will say this: it is not dull. It's a lot of things, but boring isn't one of them. So believe me, there's passion and fire coming from all directions, and all I can hope is, God, please let them get that money put through for the city, because we could use the help. Oh, my Lord. So they're waiting to get this thing approved. But God bless those people for the politics. Oh, my gosh. But that was a heady piece of information, and this just happened very recently.
You said
July 11th is when they
that
just...
was this week.
Yeah, so there seems to be some heat there. And then two other stories about Flint City Council. They lifted the boil water advisory July 11th, which I didn't even know that was out there. So that's great information. And then, I don't know, 3-4 stories about the council person. So that's all heating up. And then walk-in vaccinations for Flint and Genesee County is available.
Where is that at?
That's all over the place. That's the coronavirus stuff. This is an update from June 1st. Walk-in clinics available in June. So
You know, I gotta say.
hold on, let me
that-
see. Let me see who wrote first.
Okay.
Okay, Nicholas, Nicholas Chan did. All right. So this is a good one for people, and looks like they're all over the place. You just go Genesee County Health Department, GCHD, and they're administering the walk-ins for June. And here's what I got: Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church, 2120 Saginaw Street. Those are all in June. Oh, they already did this. Huh. I wonder why they updated it. Maybe I just picked on an old one. Maybe it was current because it said COVID. I bet you that's probably what it is. But Flint Beat is really thorough on the stuff. I love.
Well, thank God they got a grip on COVID. Could you imagine how many things would still be shut down if they didn't?
Dude, we're gonna skip over that one because I want to get to
Okay.
this, and we'll finish on this one because
Okay.
you're here for Partners for Recovery,
Okay.
and it's partnersforrecovery.org, right?
Yep.
All right,
Partners
with a 4,
With a 4.
the number 4.
Yep.
All right, so this one is a downtown Flint vending machine is helping combat opioid overdose deaths. Have you read this one?
No.
All right. Well, you got to get Flint Beat. All right. So, downtown Flint vending machine is helping combat opioid overdose deaths and the stigma.
So what's in the machine?
Right. That's the question. Against a braised brick wall, and it shows a picture of a police officer looking at this machine. It seems to be over on Linden Road. Flint downtown bus station and a single vending machine. It seems unremarkable, but one closer inspection, instead of candy and bags of potato chips, it dispenses boxes of fentanyl testing strips and Narcan, a potentially
Wow.
life-saving medication that
Wow,
reverses.
that's a great idea.
Yeah,
And that's
Ye-
at the bus station?
yeah.
The bus station on Harrison and Flint?
Well,
Downtown
that's
Flint?
yeah, and that's well, as you know, more than most.
Are there more vending machines like that?
I'm sure there are.
Does it have a list of the locations?
I don't know yet. I'm looking.
Yeah.
You're so fast. I got to keep up. The machine debuted on February 9th, 2023, and as of March 24th, roughly 6 weeks later, it has distributed more than 2,100 individual test strips
Wow.
and 904 Narcan kits. That is a bunch. And for those that don't know, Narcan is the thing that you give people so when they're overdosing, and they are not happy when they come back, but you saved their life. You know, and if you got to pick, saving their life is definitely it. You can call Genesee Health Systems for this at 810-257-3740, which is a great group. I love them. I just had Carrie on my show. She had a great story, and love working with them. We'll probably see them out there on
That'd
Sunday,
be
right?
great. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they'll be out
Yeah.
there at the in those.
And Genesee Health Systems is also in our Partners for Recovery resource book.
Is it now?
Absolutely.
I knew that, but I tried to make
Absolutely.
it sound genuine
Yeah.
and fresh.
Yeah.
But that kind of worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually really great. And as a person who has family members that struggle with addiction, being able to combat overdoses, Narcan, get Narcan training, especially for your businesses or your church, your people have it, right?
You know, helping people is the humane thing to do.
Right. I think people want to, but this is one of those things that's like, it still feels like a dirty secret because my family members got a drug problem. So keeping Narcan on tap and even teaching the kids sometimes, you know.
That's great information. That's all in the Flint Beat.
Yeah, all in the Flint Beat. These people are great, dude. I love all the stuff they're doing. It's for us downtown. Like I was doing, I did an interview with Beauty for Ashes, right? They combat sex trafficking in the Flint area. If I asked you how many women you think they helped last year, what do you think the number is?
500?
I was thinking that too. It was 1,900.
Wow.
I know, it's here, and we got to fight it. Thank you so much for coming in. If you have not gone down to Cigar Fellas to see Euchre Weekly with Jason was playing with Mark, and they had a really great combated effort. Came out on top against Rex and Mark, and it was wonderful to watch. You can check them out there, Cigar Fellas Cigar Lounge, 1086 North Irish Road. Thank you for coming in. Bob, thank you for hanging out. So great to see you, and we will see
Great
you
day.
next time.
Thanks, Isaac.
Come on over now, get your motor check. Don't look any further, cause I'm the best. I can take those places you never dream of. I have what you need to soothe your nerves. I'm your fixing man, baby, that's what I am. Baby, I'm your fixing man, girl, that's what I am. Baby, lay back, let me find out what is wrong. A damp of my sweet stuff is all be gone. The outside man ain't giving you what you need. I'll be your sugar daddy. My job is